Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and Chelsea news update on this Bank Holiday Monday if you are in the UK. Could be Bank Holiday Monday elsewhere around the world, I'm not too sure. But yeah, big up to everyone that's locked in. Plenty to dive into as always. The future of Badia Shile. Will Chelsea look to sell the centre-back this summer? Also got the latest from Maurizio Pochettino's quotes on an over-reliance on Cole Palmer and a refusal to still name a designated penalty taker. Plus, it has been a year to the day since Graham Potter managed his final game for Chelsea. April 1st last year was his last game in charge. Are we going to be diving into, have Chelsea actually improved? Is the project at this point in time actually working? What are the numbers telling us? What is the data telling us? Yeah, loads and loads to dive into as always, guys. So make sure you're smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel if you are new around here. And yeah, let's dive into it, guys. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Run the likes up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's say hello to a few people, and then we'll get cracking. I hope Reece James stays at Chelsea next season. I don't recognise Chelsea anymore. Yeah, no, Reece James will be at Chelsea next season, 100%. And yeah, back of the Champions League. Yeah, that's a different question. I'm not sure when that's going to be. Hopefully next season we can get back into it for the following season. But again, you know, it's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult. Let's make no mistake about it. Feel sorry for Cole Palmer and some other players. Yeah, other players need to step up big time. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's the fact that, you know, it just screams of a complete lack of tactical plan. It's fine that you know, it's fine, you know, if you're chasing a game or whatever, but like this just screams of a complete lack of a tactical plan. And I'll explain why I view that in a different way. What it says is that, you know, he's literally telling us all that the team has no tactics and it's based on individual talent and most specifically Palmer's talent. You know, he admitted that, you know, their solution is to give the ball to Cole Palmer. That can't be a solution, you know. Where's your tactics? Where's your coaching? You know, it shows that this is not a team. This is just a group of individuals that rely on individual quality. That's the thing for me. That is the big problem. No, look, I want Pochettino to do well, but ultimately, like, you know, he has to improve. And the fact that his solution to trying to get something out of a game is just pass it to Cole Palmer and hope for the best is not, it doesn't reflect well. We need some good additions. Yeah, we need some good additions in the summer. Absolutely. Yeah, good enough. I'll be honest. I think Pochettino was the right guy in the summer. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong, for sure. But like, can we really afford to start again for the third time in what would be 2 years? I'm not sure if we can. Yes, Brenton, big up. Yes, big up, brother, big up. Who do you pick as penalty? Well, it's obvious. It's Cole Palmer, isn't it? Yes, big up, Jacob. Yes, big up. I've been without wife for 2 days due to the fact that I've moved into my new house. Congrats. I'm not happy with Chelsea doing it. No, absolutely not. Yeah. The expected transfer spend is big. You know, expected talent massive. We're rocking big numbers on that. Chelsea's not improved. No, we haven't really. Yes, big up, KSA, man. Hope you're doing well, bro. I wouldn't say it's destroyed, but a lot of things have been undone. That's for sure. If we keep Poch next season, we'll be losing to Stoke City in 25-26. I don't think it'd be quite that bad. But yeah, there's loads of stuff coming in, guys. Loads of stuff coming in. So yeah, I'll try and get through as well. We're going to dive into this now because it was originally Fabrizio in his daily briefing column that suggested that Chelsea were weighing up what to do with Badiashile. But let's dive into that Badiashile stuff then, because, you know, let's take a look at it. So, not that one. No, where are we? No. No, it's somewhere. I'll find it, people. I'll find it. Is it that one? Yeah. No, it's not that one. But yeah, look, Badiashile's an interesting one because there was Fabrizio Romano in his daily briefing column. That's the one. Saying that Chelsea are unsure what they would do with with him. So this was him this morning. Chelsea are yet to make a final decision on potentially allowing Benoit Badiashile to leave the club in the summer transfer window. Now, for me, look, it doesn't make any sense on any level whatsoever, and I'll explain why. Because one, he came in not the January 2023, came in January 23, went into a completely dysfunctional setup. Chelsea team massively struggling, and he impressed straight away. Really good player, looked calm, looked assured, looked assertive. Suffered a real bad injury towards the end of last season. Was out for a long while, and he's not really refound his form or his fitness, to be honest, because the opportunities have been majorly limited. There's no two ways about it. The opportunities have been majorly limited, and when he has come in, he's looked rusty. He's lacked match sharpness. He has made individual errors, which is not ideal. But an idea that less like 18 months on, that you'd be looking to sell, a Benoit Badiashile type player who, is a young up and coming centre back that's proven that he can play at this level. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think like long term, him and Levi Colwill will be the options for the left side of the Chelsea defence. I think that Trevor Chalobah and Thiago Silva will obviously be moving on in the summer, but I don't understand why you do that. Why you'd look to potentially move on a Badiashile or even look to think about it. It doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, like, let's just put it out there. In theory, what would we even get for Badiashile? I can't remember how much we signed him for. I think it was definitely less than 35 million. I'm pretty sure it was no more than that. But what do we even get for him? And as I said, he came into a disrupted squad, and when he did come in, he did well. And ultimately, as I've been saying, bad injury, and he hasn't come back and hit the same heights just yet. But this suggestion that maybe the club might look at moving him on is it's just an absolute nonsense in my mind. I don't understand why you would be looking to do something like that. I think Badiashile is one of our best centre backs. I'd love to see. I mean, if him and Fofana could actually keep themselves fit, I would love to see what a Badiashile Fofana partnership would look like. That's not to say that Levi Colwill's not good, but I think Badiashile, yeah. So 35 million pounds roughly. Let's have a look what you lot are saying in the chat. Nobody will sign him for what he paid because he's missed. Look, I'd be shocked if we sold him this summer. I would be absolutely shocked. I think we have so many injury-prone players. I don't think we have injury-prone players. I just think that something, whether it in the training or what we're doing is clearly not working. I mean, Pochettino alluded to the fact they know what the cause of the injuries are, but he didn't expand on it. So I don't know why he wouldn't expand on that. Badiashile would be really good. Yeah, look, I think there's a player in there. I think he's got a lot of ability, a lot of potential. Proven that he can perform at this level. And yeah, he just needs that run of games to build his fitness up, to build his match sharpness back up. I honestly think he is one of Chelsea's best defenders. Absolutely. Yes, big up, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Chelsea do lack a spine right now. There's multiple issues. This is a multifaceted thing. Badiashile, I think, is a good. What's your opinion on Reece James rumours? Nonsense. I've done a video on it yesterday on the channel explaining my thoughts in a bit more detail. But yeah, completely untrue. But what I would say is though that it's to be expected that this is gonna raise its head again. But like you can't fully rule it out at some point in the future, given the track record of these owners. They've looked to pretty much sell off every Cobham graduate since they've come through the door. Then it's like I wouldn't be able to say with confidence that maybe it's not been thought about or maybe it's not been discussed potentially. But no, certainly not this summer by any accounts. I would start Badiashile on Thursday. Yeah, I probably would as well. Need men, not boys. What else have we got? I don't think he will. But if we continue to be a mid-table club, and he's continues to be injured and all these sorts of things, then could you really blame him for maybe considering his options elsewhere? I personally think not. Look, Roman was good for a lot of things. Also, did a lot of things that weren't good. Chronic underinvestment in the squad. We hadn't competed for the title in his last 5 years of ownership. There are a lot of things that weren't good from Roman as well. And the fact that the dodgy dealings under his ownership could see us punished somewhere down the line is not great either. Okay, there we go. So pretty good. Now, I'll tell you what, that absolutely is not going to happen. I don't know if you realise how shit your boys are, but this wouldn't surprise me though. This wouldn't surprise me. Yes, big up, bro. Most of the players will be sold at a big loss. Yeah, I think. Look, I agree that probably it will happen. There will be players that will be sold for a considerable loss. No doubt about it. Yes, Michael, big up. No, I completely disagree, but I don't think they're crap at all. Badia, this is what I want to see next season. If we can get a Badiashile Fofana front line, back line, centre back partnership, then I would. I think that's could be our best partnership going forward. Yes, I know we've got the likes of Levi Colwell. Yes, we've got Disasi, but I don't view Disasi as better than Badiashile or better than Fofana. Yes, Disasi's been better than those guys this season, I would say. I've been through all this. What's all this stuff coming through here? Right. What else have we got going on? No, I disagree. I think it does. I think it does matter who we sell. Look, there's a few that need to go. Absolutely, we need to raise some funds. There's no doubt about it. Look, this team will improve, but I don't know when it will improve and how long it's going to take to improve. The thing is, at the end of the day, everyone's got excuse me, everyone's got a price tag, guys. As that saying goes, everyone's got a price. But obviously, whether Reece decides that he wants to leave is a totally different scenario. But look, there would be a price at which Chelsea would accept a bid. Like, let's be honest, I think every club is exactly the same. There'd be a price that Arsenal would accept for Bukayo Saka. Whether it's a realistic price or not, there would be a price they would accept. Again, Thiago Motta is someone that is doing very well at Bologna, but again, how can you expect someone with very little managerial experience to come in and make a difference? Players regress at Chelsea. Don't see the. I don't think everyone regresses. Certainly, there have been players that have regressed at Chelsea. There's no two ways about it. 29 likes not good enough with 70 people. No, it absolutely isn't. You are absolutely right. Guys, 68 in the building, only 31 likes. Get this to 50 likes as quickly as possible. Smash that thumbs up button and let's get that to 50 likes as quickly as possible. Should be hitting 100 likes tonight, guys. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new round here. Trying to get towards 9,000 subscribers. Every new subscriber greatly helps. So please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, people. What else? Disasi should be sold. Look, we're not going to sell Disasi. I think he can be a useful squad player, 100%. Yes, big up King Schwabi, big up my guy. Because no one's going to bid that money for him. No one's going to bid that money for him. Reece James doesn't want to leave Chelsea. He remains fully committed to the club. He's on a long-term deal. Chelsea view him as a leader and as part of the project. So, yeah, of course, if someone bid like 200 or 300 million pounds, and of course you would accept the offer. It will change when owners sell or they change the model. Yes, big up, appreciate you. Welcome to the community, brother. Man City under Sheikh Mansour took 3 years to win an FA Cup and 4 to win a title. No, Rome wasn't built in a day. Absolutely, but you would expect. I personally feel that there should have been a bit more progress in my opinion. It's better than having Poch without tactics. May as well play without a manager. I don't think he's quite that bad, but I hear your point. If Chelsea keeps being mid-table, do you see Enzo? Look, if the project doesn't improve over the next couple of years, then absolutely, I think players will start having doubts about it. These guys have signed because the project appealed to them, and you know they all ultimately all these players want to be playing Champions League football. If we don't start delivering that as soon as possible, then yes, players are going to start having doubts about wanting to be at the club. Let's wait and see on that front. Let's wait and see. Only time will tell. Motta is like signing Port. I don't know if you thought about a continental name. Yeah, no, of course. But I think I'm going to get onto this manager stuff after this. Just going to wrap this Badia Shile thing up. Poch in or out? I'm in still on the proviso that he gets us European football. If we were to miss out on European football altogether, then you cannot make any grounds for him staying next season. See, before Sheikh was shite while we were using. Yeah, no, look, it's going to take time. It is going to take time, but you know that's not an excuse for not seeing the basics and not seeing some sort of progress along the way. And ultimately, you know, 12 months on from Graham Potter's sacking, are we actually any better? And if we're being brutally honest, yeah, we're more exciting, but we're not really any better. I really believe we're not. But yeah, look, Badiashile, to wrap that up, obviously Fabrizio coming out and saying that there are currently no plans to sell him. Let's wait and see if that changes. Let's wait and see if that changes in the summer or not. Let me just find it now. So yeah, Fabrizio again this afternoon coming out saying Chelsea are currently not planning for Badiashile's exit in the summer. There are no plans for him so far, and Chelsea already rejected approaches from Italian clubs for Badiashile last January. I think AC Milan were definitely interested in him. But yeah, look, centre backs this summer, Badiashile should definitely not be leaving. We know Silva's going to leave or upon his contract expiring, and we absolutely know that Chalobah is more than likely going to be moved on as well. So there is no need to be getting rid of Badiashile, a really promising, really exciting centre half. I think he's got bags of potential. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, absolutely, we should be keeping him and just getting back to full fitness, get that match sharpness. And there is absolutely, in my opinion, there's a top defender in there. And for me going forwards, I think a Badiashile and Wesley Fofana partnership is probably Chelsea's best centre-back pairing as it stands right now. Again, it'd be interesting to see what sort of centre-backs we look to bring in the summer, whether you're going for a squad, kind of a more experienced, more senior pro to be a bit of a squad rotation player, or whether you're looking for a starting level centre-back. Now, for me, centre-back is not a massive priority this summer. Yes, we need to try and bring one in, but we don't need a starting centre-back. We've got starting quality centre-backs. We've got Fofana, we've got Badiashile, we've got Levi Colwell, we've got Disasi or whatever. We just need sort of a squad rotation player. I would really question where I'd really question the direction of what we're looking to do if we just bring in another centre-back in their early 20s, like we've been linked with Lenny Yoro from Lille, the 18-year-old. I think Real Madrid or PSG are more likely to get him, but that would just be a baffling decision. Wouldn't make sense. Why would he come here to try and develop as a player when he's not going to play? I think the same, someone like an Ousmane Diamonde, like why would he come here not to play every week? We've already got players of those age profiles in centre-back. So why are we trying to sign more players like that? For me, we need to be going for a more experienced player, bit of a squad filler, bit of leadership. So someone, for example, like a Jonathan Tah at Bayer Leverkusen, someone that we have looked at, someone that we've been linked with in the past. It would absolutely make sense to go for someone of his ilk. For me, young up and coming centre backs again. We don't need any more of those. We've got 3 of those in Badiashile, Colwell, and Wesley Fofana. We absolutely do not need a 4th. We could do with a bit more experience, someone similar to Axel Disasi. I think Jonathan Tah would definitely tick those boxes. Whether he would come in or not is a separate conversation. We need leadership. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But yeah, let's just to round off that centre back thing. Silva and Chalobah will more than likely go, and then for me, we need to bring in an experienced head, someone with leadership qualities, and Jonathan Tah ticks those boxes for me. Yes, there'll obviously be other players available, but yeah, let's have a look. Go for a certain. What positions do you think we should prioritise in the summer? Centre back, well, striker, left back, centre back. Those are the three positions that I'd be looking at. A few Jonathan Tah fans here in the chat. As in people that got leadership qualities, people that, can rally the troops, people that can, like have that experience to help the team in difficult moments. If we were to get Europe, then sign Tah, agreed. Oh, absolutely won't be signing Johnny Evans. No, I agree. Absolutely agree. So yeah, anyway, let's move on from this Badia Shile stuff. Let's quickly, before we get into the sort of the main topic of whether Chelsea have actually improved or not a year on from Graham Potter's last game in charge, let's have a quick chat. Let's have a quick chat about the Cole Palmer situation. The Mauricio Pochettino's quotes on Cole Palmer, because. Look, I get what I get what he's saying to a degree, but ultimately it doesn't really reflect very well. Mauricio Pochettino admitted after the disappointing draw against Burnley that when his team have nowhere to turn, their solution is to give the ball to Cole Palmer, sensing he will know what to do. Do you know how mad that sounds, right? Where you've got a team and the solution when we don't know what to do is just give the ball to a 21-year-old who's playing his first full season of senior football. And that's our solution. What about your tactics? What about your coaching? What about your game plan? Where have all those things gone to? I get it. You're going to give the ball to your best player and you want them to try and make something happen when things are difficult. But come on, brother. Like we can't be looking at that as a serious plan that every time we don't know what to do in a game, let's just pass the ball to Palmer and hope that he can do something. Like that's not good. That is just not a good situation to be in whatsoever. We essentially right now, as has been said in the chat, we're basically relying on individual talent and moments of brilliance. That is exactly what we're doing. You can count on one hand the amount of team performances that we've had this season. More often than not, we are bailed out by individual brilliance, individual talent, and moments of brilliance. And that's not sustainable. And I said this after the Fulham game in January. The football we're playing is not sustainable, and that is still the case now, guys. Our football is not sustainable. And when your game, you got the manager coming out saying that the game plan when you're stuck, you don't know what to do, is just give it to Cole Palmer and hope that he does something. Like that's, what are we doing here? What are we doing? It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. I really don't know. I really don't know why he's saying that. Why that seems to be the plan. It's a madness, isn't it, guys? Loads of stuff coming in. Yeah, he's doing well at Stuttgart. He is, but he's just signed a new deal there. I think through until 2027. I think. So yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere unless that was just because they've got a higher amount of compensation in there. But yeah, guys, keep running the likes up, by the way. 84 in the building, only 53 likes. Come on, people. Let's get this to 60 likes, 70 likes if we can. Make sure you are smashing that like button and subscribing if you're new around here as well. Please continue to support myself and the channel. It is greatly appreciated. The more likes on the stream, the better it does in the algorithm and gets more eyes on the channel. So if you're locked in now, guys, please just click the thumbs up button. It takes seconds and it helps more than you could imagine. I don't know why I put in all the pressure on Cole Palmer. I don't know. But I'm going to get into this. But I absolutely agree to a certain extent. If we want experience and leaders, we need Premier League players. Not necessarily, but it would help to a degree. A lot of our players have another year's experience under their belt, which is we should do. But again, that's leaving a lot to chance as well. There's no denying that. But yeah, these comments, whilst I kind of get what he's trying to say, openly admitting that you've got no game plan and no idea what to do when things are difficult in a game, and the solution is just pass it to Cole Palmer. That's not great. That lets other teams know that we've got no idea what we're doing, and when the going gets tough and we're chasing the game, just pass it to Cole. Hopefully he'll sort it out. That's no way to continue as a team. That shit's not sustainable at all. Pochettino thinks Palmer is going to save the team. Yeah, look, Palmer's doing very, very well, but he's not a. But again, exactly. Look, this is the problem. Hazard was doing it, but he was also surrounded by top class players. Palmer's doing it, and he's surrounded by a team that is doing really poorly. And I feel a little bit sorry for Cole Palmer, because the fact that we're doing so shit is meaning that what the numbers that he's putting up this season are being slightly underappreciated because of how shit we're doing as a team. If we were able to doing slightly better, then Palmer would be getting a lot more credit than he currently is. Oh, look, if Reece James is playing at the top of his game, it's him. For as good as Gusto's done, like Reece James, when he's fit and at his best form, is the best right back in the world for me. What else is coming in? There's a lot of stuff coming in. But yeah, anyway, let's move away from that. Just on to one other thing is the idea that, he still won't designate a penalty taker, which I think is crazy. Everyone's got a penalty taker. He was asked, Pochettino on the Palmer penalty roll, if he decides to give the ball to another player, I cannot go onto the pitch to say no, or I'll get a red card. Well, yeah, brother, no one's asking you to go onto the pitch. But there should be an understanding that, Cole Palmer is the penalty taker. And unless he gives it to someone else, like if we're winning quite comfortably just to try and boost someone's confidence, then fine. But in any other situation, Cole Palmer should be taking the penalties. And it's as simple as that. And if someone else tries to take it, it's up to the captain. Or it's up to the captain, but also the other teammates to say no, that's not happening. Put a stop to that. Cole's taking it. Why is it so hard for Pochettino to come out and say that Cole Palmer's a designated taker? It's really not a difficult thing to do, and again, it screams of a complete lack of leadership, both on and off the pitch. It's mad, but unfortunately, it is. And next season's going to be a massive season for Reece. He needs to be fit for at minimum 3/4 of the season. This is going to be really, really telling. What how he recovers, how he comes back from this surgery. I think the blessing for us is that we've got Malo Gusto, who we know is more than capable in that position, and it means that we're not in a rush to get Reece back, and it also means that we're not in a position where we have to play him every game like we have been in the past. As much as we do miss Reece James, like particularly in the opposition box where he's a lot better than Gusto. For the first time in a long time, I'm now not worried about whether Reece James plays or not because of how good Malo Gusto's been. Guys, there's so much coming in. I'll try and read as much as I can. For the games James has played this season, he's looked so far from that form we've seen. Yeah, no, he does. He does. We'd be in trouble for sure. We absolutely would be in trouble. Why stay in a touch session just for the sake of not wanting to start a new one? No, he has shown he's not good enough. But the grass isn't always greener, as we're going to get into with the Graham Potter sacking. But yeah, guys, 87 in the building. Keep smashing that like button, people. What are we on? 90 in the building now. Beat yourselves up, everyone. 63 likes. Get this to 70 people. Let's talk about this though. Right, people wanting Pochettino out and whatnot. It's a year to the day since Graham Potter took charge of his last game in charge of Chelsea. And, it's got people thinking, have Chelsea got any better? Has there been an improvement? Let's see what the data says. because, at Chelsea, we all love the data and data is king. Let's see what the data is saying on these guys. Mauricio Pochettino versus Graham Potter. So Graham Potter had 22 matches. These are just Premier League matches, obviously. 22 matches, 7 wins for Potter, 7 draws, 8 losses. In 6 more games, Pochettino has 11 wins, 7 draws, the same amount of draws, and he's lost 2 more. So yeah, his win percentage is slightly better. But if we're going to be brutally honest, is that, are things better? Yes, you can absolutely say Chelsea are a more exciting team to watch. No doubt about it. Yes, we score a lot more goals. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we are so much worse defensively. And the ultimate indicator, the league table, we haven't made any improvements. We are 1 position and 1 point better off after 28 Premier League games this season than we were last season. So ultimately, you can say what you want about XG this and all the data. The reality of the situation is, guys, is that Chelsea are not really any better than we were this time last year under Graham Potter. That's the reality. Everyone wanted Graham Potter gone. Look, I include myself in that, but you've got to be careful what you wish for. If Graham Potter was still here now, would we be any worse than what we are right now? I would say no. We wouldn't be any worse. Would we be better? I think there's absolutely every chance we potentially would be better. He would have had a pre-season. He would have had more time to work with these players. He would have had a squad that wasn't changing in the corridor and having 2 separate 11v11s in training and all that stuff. I actually think, to be honest, I think we'd be doing better if Potter was in charge. Certainly better in the league. I don't know if we would have done better in the cups or not. That's impossible to tell. But yeah, look, that's the reality, that actually very little has changed a year on from Graham Potter's sacking. And, there's a very interesting article from Simon Johnson in The Athletic. And, he talks of his issues with data and how Chelsea are so data driven and heavily reliant. The problem with leaning on data to highlight the positives is you can use it to paint any story. The negatives cannot be ignored. The reality is, in terms of league standing, Chelsea have not improved a great deal under Pochettino. And that is absolutely correct. So you can use data, data can be used to paint any positive story. But ultimately, all that matters are results and your league standing. And I don't think he had a better 11. I mean, look, we still had injury problems, perhaps not as bad as this season. We were weaker than this season than the last one. We have hit 40 points. Look, this team is better in terms of we don't just collapse after conceding a goal. We score more goals, but as an overall collective, we are one. Whether people like it or not, the facts and the reality of the situation are, after 28 league games last season, we had 39 points. And after 28 league games this season, we have 40 points. So there has been, in the league, there has been next to 0 improvement. We haven't improved that much under Pochettino. That's the reality. We haven't. Yes, there's a bit more of a backbone about the team. Yes, we score more goals. Yes, the games we're involved in are more exciting. But ultimately, are we really any better? And the league position, which doesn't lie, suggests that no, we actually aren't. Maybe the table hasn't changed, but a lot off the pitch has changed. It's not the same team as last year. No, I think it is a fair comparison. Yes, it's not the same team as last year because a lot of players have gone. But look, can we really say that Graham Potter wouldn't have us in 11th in the table? He absolutely would. He absolutely would, in my opinion. Look, I have been disappointed in Pochettino. Absolutely, I have. I expected more from him. I think I expected better from him. I think I expected him to learn from mistakes that he's made, and he quite simply hasn't. So, yeah, he's absolutely problematic. I'd keep Gallagher as a squad player, but absolutely, if we're going to be considered a serious team moving forward, then you cannot have Conor Gallagher as your starting number 10 week in, week out. Pochettino is in the books of the biggest failure. I think that's a bit harsh. Yeah, it's a big game. Seeds take time to grow. Yeah, of course they do. Well, again, like it depends how Potter would have done in those 6 games. What else have we got going on? We concede too many goals. Yeah, we absolutely do concede too many goals. Yes, hope you're doing well, mate. No, I'm not. I'm in Matthew Harding lower, but I don't know which block I'm in. I can't remember. I have to check. But I'm in Matthew Harding lower. Nah, bro, just talking about Badia Shile. And then yeah, onto the main thing. It's been a year since Graham Potter's been. We're not. We are more exciting in terms of the games we're involved in are more exciting, which is not always a good thing. But the games we're involved in are better. But ultimately, like we score more goals, we're more exciting. But this is a big problem here. Is this under Mauricio Pochettino? Chelsea are on course to set a club record for the most goals conceded in the Premier League since it began in 1992. Just 8 goals shy of the grim benchmark of 55 set in 94-95 season and 96-97. Well, of course we're going to concede 8 goals in the remaining 10 games. We are. This is going to be the worst defensive season in the club's history. I mean, that can't be right. I know we've had a lot of injury problems, and I know, we haven't had a settled back four, but that's mad to think that, after how shit we were last season and losing pretty much every week, give or take, that we were a better defensive record than we do this time. How are we so bad defensively? It's honestly, it's baffling how we're so poor defensively. I can't put my finger on it. We can't defend set pieces. We look at 6s and 7s. Like, no one seems to understand what they need to do. And this is my point, right? Like, people need to be careful what they wish for on this front, because it's all very well saying get rid of the manager. Oh, we need an elite manager. Let me make something perfectly clear on this, people. Some people don't understand this. Clearlake are not appointing a serial winner. You are not going to get your elite manager or elite gaffer that Johnny Minrals bangs on about. There will be no Mourinho. There will be no Tuchel, no Simeone, no Conte or whatever. These managers demand their own players, which goes against our model. And they also don't collaborate or manage upwards particularly well. And the managers that do that don't particularly fit the squad very well. And look, as much as we all love Tuchel, he does not work with this current squad at all. The ownership, the directors, they've pushed the squad building so far one way in accruing this young talent. We are at a point of no return now. You can't scrap it all and start again. The model of buying young and then collaborating and managing upwards regularly, that puts a lot of managers off from wanting to come here, and it leaves us with a very small pool every time we look to go for a new manager. Maybe we might strike lucky soon, and we better hope that's the case. And look, it's not unusual for this to happen, but the sporting directors are picking the players we sign, and then the task of the manager is to coach and improve those players. And there's not many coaches who are going to be happy to not have some of their own signings. Even under Graham Potter, he wasn't happy at the amount of players that are just being forced upon him. Poch absolutely has been unhappy with the refusal to adapt this recruitment model. He asked for proven Premier League players and for more experience. He wanted someone with height and steel in midfield, and the directors gave him Cesare Casadei as the answer, called him back from loan. And let's be honest, if I had to make a prediction, I think the type of people that would be on any potential shortlist, maybe Xavi, Mitchell, Girona, Arne Slot, kind of people like this. And let's be honest, are they any better than Poch? Let's be brutally honest. Is the likes of a Xavi or a Mitchell at Girona or an Arne Slot, are they any better than Poch? Is Poch, whether people like him or not, Poch is well respected within the game. And you're gonna if he goes after a year, you are gonna have managers that are gonna look at him being a failure here, and are gonna absolutely ask questions about wanting to come to Chelsea. People always bang on about Hansi Flick. He's not managed a club in years. I personally don't feel Roberto De Zerbi will come here. Ruben Amorim is almost certainly going to join Liverpool. But people that want Poch out should also be concerned over the very small pool of managers that are actually available to bring in. Now, I don't know what. How can we say Xavi is better because he's won La Liga with Barcelona? No, he's been at Al Sadd in Qatar and he's done a reasonable job at Barcelona. Xavi's not better than Poch. If you look at the CVs, how are we basing Xavi being better than Pochettino based on 2 seasons at Barcelona compared to a whole body of work? Well, let's see what Xavi does at his next job before we start making. Again, I don't think De Zerbi is that much better. You know, what are we basing that on? What are we basing that on? You know, I don't know what we're basing that on. Because they're not going to come in. They're not going to come. Under this model, they won't come. So that is why, that's why it's such a small pool of talent, because those guys won't come. Yeah, that's what we do need. But in the reality of the situation that we're in, we're not going to get those. I don't understand what people are missing about this. This is a very simple concept to grasp. People that think that we're going to bring in an elite level manager have got their head in the clouds. They're completely misunderstanding what this project is and what this ownership are doing. And yeah, I can't help them, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. It's if people don't like it, it's fine. But that for me, that's my opinion. That's the reality I feel, and I also feel that's the truth. Like you get rid of Pochettino, you're going to get another project manager. You're not going to get an elite level manager. I think, look, people talk about De Zerbi. You know, I like him. I think he's good. But I'll be brutally honest. I think Roberto De Zerbi is going to end up at Bayern Munich. That if I had to have a bet where De Zerbi is going to be, Bayern Munich, it would be my take on it. You know, he's got a release clause, I think 15 million euros. And Fabrizio Romano reporting that, you know, Bayern have been in direct contact with De Zerbi to discuss the possibility of working together. I absolutely think De Zerbi will be at Bayern Munich next season. It'll be Bayern Munich or Liverpool. I cannot see De Zerbi coming to Chelsea. I just don't see it. I really don't see how that's a possibility. Guys, 100 in the building. Big yourselves up. Keep smashing the like button. We're only on 71 likes. So let's get it done, people. Run those likes up. We can definitely hit 100, guys. There's plenty of you in here that haven't smashed that like button. So please do that and subscribe as well. I think De Zerbi's good. I think, look, the real test of De Zerbi will be to see what he can actually do with a team with backing and a team with top-class players that doesn't have to sell their best players every year like Brighton do. Let's see what De Zerbi can do, whether he goes to a Liverpool or whether he goes to a Bayern Munich or wherever he ends up. Let's see what he can do with top quality players at his disposal. Nagelsmann is a possibility. Nagelsmann's not going to come to Chelsea. He already said no, and I can't see why his mind would suddenly change again on that one. It just wouldn't. I appreciate it, brother. I have no hope. Even next season, we will be hit with points transfer ban on top of all our problems. Let's wait and see. I think De Zerbi is. I like De Zerbi, but again, that would be a massive. That's also a massive gamble. De Zerbi is more of a gamble than appointing Pochettino was. You know, given the body of work that he's got behind him, De Zerbi's got Sassuolo, Shakhtar Donetsk, and then obviously Brighton. You know, his CV it doesn't stack up against Pochettino's CV. So I think appointing De Zerbi would be more of a risk than what appointing Pochettino was in the first place. But yeah, look, in terms of have we improved? Look, I think there's no doubt going forwards we've improved. We're more exciting. We're more exciting to watch. But ultimately, defensively, we're shocking, absolutely dreadful. We are, and that needs to change. That needs to change. We are absolutely shocking defensively. But look, obviously, absolutely not. No more bald frauds. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm never that confident that we're going to win any games. I mean, I'll be there Thursday night. I'll be in Sheffield on Sunday. Let's wait and see. Let's really wait and see. Yeah, I don't know. No, that's totally unfair. De Zerbi has evolved what Potter was doing at Brighton. I think it's totally unfair to say that he's not done anything there. Well, he didn't though, did he? Because he didn't get Brighton into Europe, so he didn't do a better job. There's a reason why we come out flat after half-time, game after game. Pochettino's no tactics to come up with after watching the first half. No, but we shouldn't be just coming out as flat as we are. That's the thing. We absolutely shouldn't be coming out as flat as we are. It really doesn't make sense. I can't put my finger on it. Not confident for Thursday. Neither am I. Well, look. He's staying till the end of the season, guys, and then a decision will be made in the summer. He's not going before the end of the season, so we might as well, like anyone that thinks he is, just forget that. We can see so many goals. We don't have a player that can control our defense. No, but I'll do my best, brother. I'll do my best. Look, I think his in-game management is not good. I think we can absolutely all agree on that. That his in-game management is not good. He's found wanting on multiple occasions. There's absolutely no denying that. And he's got a lot of things wrong this season. And he needs to improve a lot. But as a year on from Graham Potter's sacking, you've got to be careful. The grass is not always greener, people. That is all I would say. That's all I would say. The grass isn't always greener. Would we be better under someone else? Yeah, we yes, potentially we might be slightly better. Would we be top 5? No, we absolutely wouldn't be top 5 with someone else. Yeah, look, ultimately, results are all that matter. You win, even if people don't like you, they can have very little to say against you if you're winning. You have to be winning. You've got to pick results up. I mean, look, Saturday was awful, but we're lucky in a way that we lost no ground on Man United. We gained a point on Wolves. We gained a point on West Ham, and we gained a point on Brighton. So actually, despite the fact that we fucked it on Saturday, we actually didn't lose ground on anyone because no one above us actually won. I know Newcastle did, but we go ahead of them if we win our games in hand anyway. And that's a big if. But it just makes it even more frustrating because we could have gained 3 points on Brighton, 3 points on Wolves. We could have gained 2 points on United instead of 1. So it's just we would have gained 3 points on West Ham as well. It's these sort of frustrating things where the door somehow is still open for us to qualify for Europe, but we just seem determined to just inflict self-sabotage on ourselves. And yeah, that is a major issue. We should also change from a 4-2-3-1 to a 3-4-3. Look, I think the 3-4-3 works to a degree, but then it causes us problems in the front three, because where do you play someone like Christopher Nkunku? You have to play him either at centre forward or on the left, and that doesn't really get the best out of him. This is the thing. And I know you shouldn't just keep someone because there's a lack of options, but it is a legit concern where you're thinking okay, you want the manager gone. Let's sit down and realistically let's seriously think who might come in, and there's not many. there's not many that are a realistic option. A, realistic, and B, that would actually come in and make a difference. I personally like that. Like, no names really spring to mind. People say De Zerbi, people are on that, but there's not really that many. Yeah, of course, Gallagher will start in the 10 on Thursday. Absolutely, absolutely no doubt about it whatsoever. No, absolutely not. Don't have any names. No, there's not. And this is, as I was saying, as I was saying in my point, like, the pool of managers that they're going to have to choose from is going to be very, very limited, and there's not going to be, there's not going to be anyone. There simply isn't going to be anyone that you think that really excites you coming in, and that's what people want, an excitement about someone coming in. And any appointments available are not exciting ones. You're going to look at these guys that are potentially going to come in, and it's a complete lack of excitement. But that's the reality that we find ourselves in. What are people saying in the chat? Should never. Yeah, but he would never come in under this ownership. Should have never gotten rid of Tuchel. Like, Tuchel, I'll be honest, he was good for us because he won us the Champions League and a few trophies, and that got us to cup finals. We competed. In terms of a league manager, he's dreadful. And, you look at Bayern Munich, he's being found out there. He literally only won the title because Dortmund bottled it. And then this season, you've added Harry Kane to the team, and he's going to miss out on the Bundesliga title by 13 points. Being absolutely schooled by Leverkusen. Someone that plays Eric Dyer over Kim Min-jae or Matthias de Ligt. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, well, I do as well. It's hard to tell. Like, do I think we'd be 11th? Probably not. No, but at the same time, like, we absolutely would be struggling. Grateful for what he did, but not that guy. Simple, not that guy. I mean, we won't be in the Championship, but like, look, I think this model. Look, I do believe that this model will work, but the amount of time it's going to take for this model to work is going to be a problem. I personally don't see how much better we're going to be. I don't see how much better we're going to be next season, really. Look, obviously, Poch, if he's still here, would have a year of experience under his belt at the club. A lot of these players will have a year of experience under their belts in the Premier League and at Chelsea. So you think, maybe we'd be a little bit better, but it's really hard to tell. Yeah, he did. Of course he did. But he was in the league. We were dreadful. Like, come on. Like, he wasn't. He was doing nothing for us in the league. Nothing. No, we do. But ultimately, like, the football doesn't work like that. Football does not work like that. Yes, if it wasn't for individual mistakes, we'd have a few more points on the board. Yes, if we had a clinical striker, we'd have more points on the board. But the reality is we don't. Yeah, Gallagher would start under Tuchel. Yeah, Tuchel's a good manager, but he's not as good as people make him out to be. You only look at what he's doing at Bayern Munich and tell me like he's some sort of elite manager. He's not. He's in that bracket below the Klopps, the Guardiolas, and whatnot. Like, I'd put him. No, of course not. But generally, if you look at it on an objective level, like, Tuchel, for all his good things, had major flaws, and in the league, we were not good under Tuchel. We weren't. That's the reality. We weren't. Tuchel's not a good league manager, and he constantly falls out with players. He falls out with the higher ups all the time, and it's a consistent pattern wherever he's been. Dortmund, it happened. PSG, it's happened. Bayern, it's happened. Chelsea, it happened. Like, this guy falls out with everyone. No, I think that it will work in terms of these players will get better and they'll develop and whatnot. I think we will win. We're not as far away as it seems. If someone had if our players had our finishing boots on, then there'd be one trophy in the bag already this season, and there's a different outlook on it, for sure. Yeah, it was still we did come fourth. I think we came third 1 year under him, or whatever. But look, that shouldn't be what we're looking for. Top four. I know we need to get back to being a top four club, absolutely. But let's be totally realistic here. No one can say we were good. We were good in the league under Thomas Tuchel because we simply weren't. That is the reality of the situation. We weren't good in the league under him. Simple as that. No, I don't think so. I think we're at a bit of a stretch there. No, I don't believe that to be the case. Absolutely not. No, Champions League win wasn't a fluke. No, we just somehow went on a run, which I don't know how we did it. And Tuchel, to his credit, got levels of performance out of players that are nowhere near as good as what they showed. You only have to look at what those players are doing now that were part of the Champions League winning squad to realise that they somehow, in that run to the trophy, hit levels that they've never hit before and haven't hit since. Mount, Havertz, Werner, Jorginho, Kovacic. These guys, just somehow hit levels that, out of nowhere. I don't know. I'd like to say top six, but I'm really not sure. Aims for next season, it has to be qualify for the Champions League and win something. That should always be the aim. Always. No, I think this model will work because we don't have to sell our best players every summer like a Leipzig, like a Brighton do. No, he did win the Champions League. We won the Champions League. It doesn't matter what. I don't know who will come in. I'm not really thinking about that now. My focus is on the remainder of the season and finishing as high up the table as possible, and of course trying to win that FA Cup, which is going to be difficult. It's all well and good bringing in young players, but you need to have the balance. No, you absolutely do. You absolutely do. We weren't elite. Look, we certainly competed and we could get the job done, 100%. We weren't. Look, we won the Champions League, amazing. Club World Cup, Super Cup, yep, fantastic. Reached 2 finals, yep. FA Cup, League Cup final, brilliant. And look, he did a fantastic job. But we were on the decline under Tuchel. You only have to look at before he got sacked that first part of the season. Shocking, absolutely shocking. We were on the slide under him. Let's not pretend that everything was amazing under him because it wasn't. And this is what I mean. Like when people talk about Tuchel, they only talk about the good stuff. They don't talk about any of the negatives with him. So you've got to be balanced. You can't just say all the good stuff and ignore the stuff that he wasn't gonna. Oh yeah, I know, it's mad, isn't it? Mad. Yep, Havertz did score us the goal. He did. I don't know on that front. I don't know. Yeah, that was a dreadful game. I absolutely agree. It was a shocking game. Um, no, Southgate's not coming to Chelsea. I don't know why people think Southgate would come to Chelsea. He absolutely isn't. No chance on that at all. No chance at all on that, just to confirm. Guys, 83 of you in the building still, big up. And we're on 88 likes. We need to get 12 more likes, people, to the 100. Let's get this to the 100 mark, guys. We can definitely do this. No doubt about it. Get it to the 100 mark. Would really appreciate all of your support. So please do keep smashing that like button. Let's get it done. Run it up, run it up, run it up, guys. And subscribe if you are new round here as well. Yeah, look, no one's forgetting about sanctions. Yeah, Burnley did very, very well. But that doesn't mean that company's better than Pochettino just because they did very well in a game against us. Yeah, absolutely doesn't mean that. Yeah, no, exciting, talented player for sure. I don't look at our squad and our business we need to do this summer and think, oh, Nico Williams needs to come in, or we need to sign a wide player. If a wide player leaves, then yeah, sure, another one needs to come in, absolutely. But we don't need to sign another wide player unless someone leaves. That for me is the reality of the situation. Yeah, no, fair enough. Look, I don't think City are going to win the treble again. He wanted to leave. That's fair enough. And to be honest, his performances had been on the decline for 12 months or so. Anyway, I don't know if it's the only way, but look, they're not going to back down and admit they're wrong. That just isn't happen. That just isn't going to happen. You know, we're too far down the road with this model. We've bought in too many players. We spent too much money. Like it's not going to be ripped up, and they're not going to start again. So yeah, like this is what it's going to be, and we just have to hope that it comes good. That's the reality of the situation, guys. We're just going to have to hope it comes good because they're not changing it. Look, it's not going well right now. I absolutely agree on that. Does it mean that it's doomed forever? No, it absolutely doesn't mean that. Do I think this will come good? Yeah, I still do have belief that this will come good. But I don't know when, and there's still a lot of things that need ironing out. There's still a lot of things that need changing as well. There's absolutely no denying that. Yeah, I agree on that. The fact that we couldn't, dominate the game against a 10-man bottom three Burnley is a damning indictment on the team, a damning indictment on the manager as well. That was a failure on all accounts, from players on the pitch to the manager. Everyone bar Cole Palmer, not good enough in that game. Not good enough. Yeah. Yeah, look, I'll be looking to get rid of Sterling, but I think, to be honest, I think we're stuck with him for one more season because he's got 3 years left on this deal at the end of this season. And I think we're going to get one more. I think he'll stay for one more season. Then he'll have 2 years left on his contract at the end of next season. There's no way he gets a new deal, so we'll look to sell him, as is the policy. I think Liverpool good. Look. I said City at the start. I'm going to stick with that, but Liverpool are absolutely favourites right now. What else? Midfield is too small. I don't know. There's a lack of height in the team. Maybe in certain areas there is a lack of height. Perhaps. I mean, our record against them is shocking. I think we've beaten them since 2018, I think it is. We've beaten them in the league once. Do you know how mad that is? One win against Man United in the league since 2018. Mad. Is too much change too quickly. And going for a risky, unproven strategy. These are things that are all, Too much change too quickly, implementing a risky, unproven strategy, taking gambles on a lot of players, gambles on sporting directors who have never had these positions before. Yeah. No one's saying stay quiet, but the model's not going to change. People think the model's going to change. It isn't. We're too far down the road now. And if it does change, then I'll hold my hands up and admit that I'm wrong. But I do not see this model changing because we are too far down the road now. Yes, there needs to be a slight adjustment in terms of, do I think we'll see, one or two experienced players come through the door this summer? I'd like to believe that we will see one or two experienced players come through the door this summer. And as I said, this summer is going to be absolutely key this summer as to the future of the club and what route we're looking to go down. If we add no experience, and once again we just add project players and add players that might be good in 2 or 3 years, then we're gonna have a massive problem, a massive problem. Also interesting to hear. Chelsea fans always moan about, why are we going for Brighton? Well, we signed people from Brighton. Well, Liverpool got their next sporting director from Bournemouth. Don't see their fans moaning. And now Jason Wilcox has resigned from Southampton and is set to join Man United as their technical director from Southampton. So, this idea that it's poor to recruit from lesser clubs is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. 2017 we last beat them in the league. No, look, I think that's a little bit extreme. To say there's no chance of it coming good, I don't believe in that. But absolutely, there are problems. Look, protests are not going to do anything. The Super League was totally different. There was a protest before against the Ricketts, and it was sparsely attended. No, the season's not over. Somehow we can still qualify for Europe and we can still win the FA Cup. The season is definitely not over. But we got to start. We have to start improving quickly. Otherwise, it will be over very, very quickly. But this is another problem: is that people think that Enzo is Fabregas. He's not. He's never been a Fabregas type player, And people think that Caicedo is Kante. He's not. So these comparisons, that when you're comparing like Enzo to Fabregas or comparing Caicedo to Kante, is a nonsense, an absolute nonsense. Because it's just totally unrealistic, totally unrealistic. So yeah, that, people need to stop comparing players to other players. Maybe people have had unrealistic expectations of what these players actually are or how good these players are. But yeah, it's just one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. I think Enzo and Caicedo are two very good footballers, but to compare them to the likes of a Fabregas or something is just unfair, because Enzo is nothing like Cesc Fabregas. Completely different midfield players. No, I don't think I did. No. Again, Muniz has not proven himself in the Prem. He's having a very good spell at the moment, but there's going to need to be a lot more to it. Well, for me, I've always, from day one, Ivan Toney, and I haven't changed my mind. Chelsea need to sign Ivan Toney this summer. It makes perfect sense. For me, Victor Gyökeres having a very good season at Sporting Lisbon. Not a big enough body of work behind him in my mind. Benjamin Sesko, too raw. Osimhen, look, good player. I don't think he's worth the money, and I don't think he's anywhere near as good as what people like to make out. So for me, Ivan Toney would be my guy. Yeah, no, we have to win that game. Caicedo is definitely not Kante, nowhere near. Yeah, again, like we shouldn't be comparing these players to players of the past. That's not helpful, because then when they don't hit those levels, people think they're shit, and that just isn't the case. I think we can all agree. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the overriding thing so far is that nearly 2 years in, is that this project has been a failure so far. Does that mean it's going to be it's never going to succeed? No. But if we're basing it where we are right now, at almost 2 years in, then it has been a failure. No two ways about it. Do you think we can pull in top strikers with the wage structure? Look, I think I'd like to think where it's concerned in terms of bringing in top players and whatnot, that there would be an allowance to break that. Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you think? The Strasbourg protest wasn't about the money, or I don't know what it was about, but ultimately it's up to them. They went to Vegas and dropped pound notes for 2 years. Did you see the people are trying to compare Cole Palmer to Eden Hazard's first season? Well, Palmer's already got more GNA than Hazard got in his first season, but again, not a helpful comparison. Yeah, but everyone played a role in that team. Everyone played a role in that team to win the World Cup. It's a squad game. What happens if go into next season? I don't get what you mean. And DePaul and yeah. Agree, Tony may be our best option. I don't know who's going to go in for Tony this summer, but I think look, we need some form of European football, 100%. But if we can get that, I think Tony would still maybe might not be a first choice. We might not be his first choice, but if we can get European football, then it absolutely does increase for sure. Absolutely increases it. Increases our chances, hands down. Really does. What else have we got going on here? I hope not. I hope not, because I think he'd be perfect for us. But it is what it is, people. It is what it is, guys. 88 in the building. We're on 91 likes. Let's try and get this to 100. 9 more likes. Keep smashing that like button and subscribe if you are new round here as well. Every new subscriber is greatly appreciated. In my honest opinion, from what I saw against Burnley, this season's finished. Everyone, even Poch, relying on a 21-year-old Palmer. The team's not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. But the season's not finished, because we could still somehow win the FA Cup. And we can somehow, despite our best efforts to sabotage it, we can still possibly qualify for the Europa League. What positions in the summer? Striker, left back, centre back. For me, Ivan Toney. Left back, I'd look to sign Anthony Robinson from Fulham, and centre back, probably Jonathan Tah. No, that's a problem. There's a lack of trust in the people in the big positions in the club, and that needs to be addressed. Well, look, do I think we're going to get Tony? No, but do I think we should reconsider that and absolutely make a concerted effort to go all out to get him? Yep, I absolutely do think that. What else is going on here? Would I sell Chilwell? No, I wouldn't. I'd give him one more season. And if he's injury prone next season and doesn't particularly perform very well, then yeah, I would look to move him on. But 150k would definitely be a considerable increase on what he's on at Brentford, I'd imagine. But yeah, let's wait and see. Not amazing, but I thought he was all right. I thought he had a half decent game. Look, was he at his best? No. But was he poor? No, I thought he was decent. To be honest, I thought he was decent. If we win the FA Cup and qualify for Europa League and they keep Poch another season, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't, because we would have won it. We would have won the FA Cup, and we would have been in the Europa League, which would have been good. So yeah, I'd absolutely take that. What about medical staff? Yeah, medical staff needs to be sorted out for next season. I absolutely agree on that front. I don't know, maybe revamp the department. I'm not too sure. Well, Cucurella will be the one they look to move on, because Chilwell signed a new deal and he's the vice captain. So they won't do that. Cucurella, I think, is one that they will look to move on if a suitable offer comes in. 100%. No, look, Chelsea have got money to spend. We don't need to sell we don't need to sell to spend. That absolutely isn't the case. That's not the case at all. Mudryk does so much better in that number 10 position. Absolutely. There's no denying that. Mudryk is a lot better in the 10. Gets on the ball more. It suits him more. He looks more comfortable there. I agree with Robinson. His crossing is amazing, especially if we sign a striker who can finish. Yeah, Robinson's a really good player. Really good player. Yeah, well, look, we've got, we can sell Martson, Chalobah, Broja. I think Conor Gallagher, there's a chance he goes. That's 4 there. Hakim Ziyech will go. Kepa will go for some money. Lukaku will go for some money. Like, Cucurella will probably leave as well. Like, we've got more than enough players to sell to make 100 million. And one thing that Chelsea are very good at is selling players. We always do. We always get the best deal we possibly can for selling players. Ukraine going to the Euros. Yeah, it will be good to see Madrid at the Euros. Absolutely. Imagine we won. It would have been massive for Europe. Yeah, it would have been. Will rather clubs help us out, though, especially with Euros going on? I don't think it's going to be difficult to get 100 million from 6 or 7 players. No, I don't see that being too difficult. What's your thoughts on Chelsea trying to sell? Chelsea aren't trying to sell Reece James. Gallagher we've known about for ages. That the club are trying to get him out. Whether he leaves or not, let's wait and see what happens this summer. But it doesn't look particularly promising, I'll be real. The only problem is the likeliness of Robinson coming from Fulham to a rival club. And I think he would. I think he absolutely would. Hopefully we all get signed done before pre-season. Yeah, look, every signing before pre-season is not going to be possible, but you'd like to think your major signings, you could get them done before pre-season, 100%. Let's see if there's any news going on before I round this one out. Let's have a look. I don't think there is. I don't think there is. No, I don't think so. What are you lot saying in the chat? Yeah, guys, I think I'm probably going to round this one out here. Big yourselves up, guys. Big up to everyone that's tuned in. Appreciate all of the support. Guys, 94 likes on the way out. Smash that like button. Get it to 100. Only need 6 more likes. So run it up. Make sure you do that on the way out. Smash that like button. Again, it doesn't work like that. Ultimately, in the bigger games and in the cup competitions, Chelsea have been pretty good this season. So I'm not saying we're going to win the FA Cup, but we do have a chance to do that. We absolutely do have a chance. Yep, I would agree. I wouldn't have a problem if Gallagher did try and do that. That wouldn't be an issue on my behalf. Reece James not for sale. No. Yeah, disappointing that Chelsea women lost the League Cup final yesterday. It is what it is. You can't win them all. They're 3 trophies still up for grabs for the Chelsea women. So it's not a complete disaster. But yeah, anyway, guys, big yourselves up. Thank you for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. As always, guys, big up to everyone that has locked into tonight's stream. Smash the likes on the way out. Let's get this to 100 likes. Please subscribe as well. Hit that subscribe button on your way out if you haven't done so already. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow with the Chelsea Man United preview and general Chelsea news. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 5:30 UK time for that and any other news that comes out tomorrow. In the meantime, people, enjoy the rest of your Monday night. And I'll catch you lot tomorrow. Smash the likes, subscribe, up the Chelsea, and peace out.